Hi, welcome to the KaiNexus Continuous Improvement Podcast. I'm Mark Graban, and today we're doing a quick preview of an upcoming webinar that's going to be presented on October 15th. And for those of you who are used to us doing the podcast at 1 o'clock Eastern, we're actually doing it at 3 o'clock Eastern, so please do be aware of that, and I'll explain why we're doing that in a second. But the webinar is titled 6 Weeks to Success, How to Double Your Output and Have, HALF, cut in half your stress, not have stress, half your stress by using 6-week improvement cycles. And our presenter who's done a webinar for us before, and it was great, he is Simon Murray, and he's coming to us from Melbourne, Australia. So Simon, thank you in advance for doing the webinar. Thanks for doing the preview today. How are you?
Great, Mark. Thanks for having me.
And we're doing a little bit of an accommodation because, gosh, with the time zone, we don't want you doing this at 4 in the morning, right?
No, I think five's early enough. So no, but looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for getting up early. And so, to give a little bit of a preview of the session, for one, can you talk a little bit about your background and your maintenance coach and your company and what you do?
Sure. So my background's all manufacturing, operations, and general management. And what I found is working with different businesses, there was kind of a bit of a roadmap and a journey that I was going with businesses to take them to reliability excellence. And lots of that included, it was team engagement, it was continuous improvement, and it was robust systems. So I decided to go out on my own and start Your Maintenance Coach. And the journey there and the message really has just been to share that roadmap with other businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot that you have to share from that experience in the webinar. So I think you'll share a lot of detail about the 6-week process. So maybe we'll save some of that for the webinar, of course. But the one question I'm curious about now, when in the title you talk about doubling your output and cutting your stress in half. A lot of times people might think more output is more stressful, but not if you go about it the right way, right?
That's right. And where this really came from is, as a coach and a trainer, it's great to be able to go and deliver new content and new tools. But the real value only comes when people actually implement what you're teaching them. So because of that, a lot of my time is spent looking at different methods, different change management process, and different, I suppose, project management tools. Mm-hmm. And what I did find was, often the more complex they get, the more you're trying to do, then the more stressful it becomes because, you've got all this continuous improvement, you've got all this project activity going on, but at the same time, most people have got jobs to do and businesses to run as well. So the process here is that while we're doing more, the real reason you're getting more done is because the stress is reduced. And the way we're reducing stress, and I'll share the tricks on how to do this in the actual webinar, is about maintaining focus and cutting out a lot of the distractions.
Yeah, and machines breaking down, that's stressful. Quality problems, that's stressful. And through better maintenance, better management, there are many ways to help prevent those and other causes of stress, is what you're saying.
That's it. And look, I'll be honest, the machines, the technical side, that's a big stress contributor, and that exists in every industry and every environment. But to be honest, the biggest barrier I've seen to real success and implementation of projects has been the engagement of the people. And it's the stress that comes from having to engage people, having to bring people along, and being able to present a real compelling argument and vision so that everybody is engaged in the final outcome.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So again, our presenter, our guest today is Simon Murray. He's worked in many settings, as it says in his bio here. It says from bricks to bread. And you mean that quite literally, right?
Very literally, yes.
Because in the US anyway, we have an expression that says from soup to nuts. But bricks to bread is that does describe some of your past clients. It's not just an expression in Australia, right? I assume it's not.
No, bricks to bread. I moved from literally an engineering manager in a brick manufacturer, and my next role was producing bread, and I was actually astonished at how similar the processes are.
Oh, wow. And you hope that loaf of bread isn't hard as a brick, right?
You hope not. No, but at the end of the day, you grind things up into dust, mix it with water, bake it, and send it out.
That does sound, yep. Makes sense. All right. So, so I think it's going to be a great webinar. Simon Murray will be presenting on October 15th. You can register at kinexus.com/webinars. And again, it's a special time, 3 o'clock Eastern. If you're not able to attend live, it is, as always, going to be recorded and you'll be able to access that recording. But if you can attend live, there'll be an opportunity to ask questions. And so we want you to take advantage of that. So again, October 15th, 6 weeks to success, doubling output, cutting stress in half through 6-week improvement cycles. So I'm going to paraphrase the title now instead of stumbling over saying it. So Simon, thanks again. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Mark.